Hello you guys and welcome back to Hot Girls Eat Carbs. I'm your host Brittany McChrystal and this is your cozy corner of the internet where we chat all things health, wellness and sustainable weight loss. Whether you are tuning in when you're out on your walk, driving somewhere, cleaning your kitchen or just lying in bed overthinking your life a little bit, this is your moment, us girls just having a chat. So before we get into today's episode, if you do love this podcast, don't forget to share it with a friend or pop it on your story. It helps me more than you know get this episode out to new listeners, and this is how this podcast grows. So just a little recap on the week. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that everything has been perfect because, to be honest, it hasn't. I feel like since coming back from Thailand, I've just been in a little bit of a rut. Like, I'm not going to lie, the weather has not helped. I know it probably looks sunny outside at the moment, but it's cold, it's grey, and it's just not the vibe. And I do feel like it's actually really affected me. And I don't know if you've ever had this feeling where nothing is necessarily wrong, but everything just feels a little bit flat. And that's kind of where I've been. Like, I have been going through my days, doing what I need to do, but it's not exciting me and I don't feel lit up and I just don't feel like I'm fully in it. And I think one of the biggest things that's been sitting with me is this feeling of I am not living to my full potential right now. And I know what I'm capable of. I know how I feel when I'm in my routine, when I'm disciplined and when I'm looking after myself and when I'm showing up properly. And right now, I actually just don't feel like that version of me. I feel like I'm kind of letting the days pass a little bit. And I just wanted to be honest about that because I think sometimes it can look like you have everything together and that's just not real life. So today is not a soft, gentle, everything is okay episode. Today is a little bit of a wake up because I have been thinking about this a lot lately and I don't know who needs to hear this, but I feel like so many girls are just in this coasting stage, me included. Like if you are waking up, you're doing your routine, you're going to your work and then you're scrolling, going out on the weekend and then saying, I'll start again next week. And then you just do it all again. And it's not that your life is bad. It's just that everything is not as it could be. And that feeling where you just know that you are capable of more, but you're actually not doing anything about it, that is the worst feeling. Because here's the truth that nobody says clearly enough. You only get one life. One. There is no redo. There is no restart button. There is no I'll start again in the next one. That's it. And I don't say that to scare you. I say that because it should actually light something up in you. Because imagine getting to the end of your life and realizing that you spent most of it waiting to feel ready, waiting to feel confident, waiting for the right time, waiting for life to feel a little bit easier. And in the meantime, you just played it small. You stayed in your comfort zone, you didn't go after things that you actually wanted, and you didn't become the version of yourself that you know that you could have been. That is the part that gets me. Because I know that if you're listening to this podcast, you are not somebody who wants an average life. You don't want to just exist. You want to feel good. You want to feel proud of yourself and you want to build something you want to actually live. But wanting it and actually doing something about it are two completely different things. And this is where I'm going to be a little honest with you. A lot of you are not stuck. You're not confused and you're not trying to just figure it out. You're just avoiding the things that feel uncomfortable. Because it's easier to say, I'll start again on Monday. I'll do it when I have a little bit more time. I just need to get motivated again. Than it is to just start. Messy, imperfect now. And I get it. It's uncomfortable to put yourself out there. It's uncomfortable to try something new. It's uncomfortable to risk failing. And it's uncomfortable to actually go all in. But do you know what is more uncomfortable? Staying the same, waking up in the same place a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, still saying, I know I could do more. That should scare you more than failing because potential means nothing if you don't use it. You don't get points for what you could have done. And I think we romanticize the idea that one day everything is just going to click, that you're going to wake up, feel motivated, feel ready, feel confident, and then you'll finally become her. But that day doesn't come, girl. You become her by the decisions you make on a random Tuesday when you don't feel like it. You become her when you stop negotiating with yourself. When you say, I was going to do this, so I'm just doing it. Not perfectly and not every single day, but enough for your life to actually start to change. And I really want you to think about this for a second. If nothing changed from today, if you kept the same habits, the same routines, the same mindset, the same level of effort, where would you be in a year? And more importantly, would you be proud of that? Because that's the direction that you're heading right now. But the good news is, you can change it. Literally from today. Not by doing something extreme and not by flipping your whole entire life upside down overnight. By deciding, I don't actually want to live this anymore. I don't want to keep putting this off. I don't want to keep being the girl who almost does things. And then backing it up with action. Small things, daily things, boring things. The things that don't look exciting, but they change everything. Because your life right now is a reflection of your standards, not your intentions. And I say that with love, not judgment. Because I'm basically giving myself a pep talk right now too. Because I am in that phase. I've had phases where I felt so on top of life and phases where I've been like, what am I actually doing? And every single time the difference was never motivation. It was always what I was choosing to do daily and what I was letting slide. So if you are listening to this and you are feeling a bit off, a bit stuck, and a bit like you are not living your full potential, this is your moment. Not next Monday, not next month, not when things calm down. Now. You don't need to become a completely different person overnight. You just need to start acting like the girl who respects her life. The girl who knows that she only gets one shot at this and she is not going to waste it. So go after that thing, start the habit, have the conversation, make the change. Even if it's small, because small things done consistently turns into a completely different life. And you deserve that. Not the maybe one day version of it, the real version. Okay, that is your little pep talk for the day. That is all that I have for you. If this episode hit, please send it to a friend who needs to hear a little bit of that push right now, or pop it on your story so more girls can hear this. I love you. Have an amazing week. I am always in your corner, and I will chat to you in the next episode.